Waiting until the last possible moment to turn, the Queso player finally angles towards the net, and Reddles makes contact.
Good demo.
However, nothing happens.
All right, Chad, we're going to react to the best
There are
save in
moments
Rocket
in
League
professional
history.
Rocket League where even the most seasoned fans just have to look at each other in amazement and shrug. Whether it's beautiful goals and epic victories or baffling mistakes and heartbreaking losses, RLCS events always deliver exciting moments, and that's exactly what happened last weekend at the Winter Major. However, there is one moment that stands out as the defining play of the tournament, even though it didn't even occur in the grand finals.
Hey, I'm part of
What
history,
happened in
man.
the closing moments of the lower bracket finals was so inconceivable, it deserves a closer look.
One of the best moments of the tournament.
Today, we're going to break down a play that didn't even result in a goal, thanks to confidence, composure, and some of the quickest reactions I've ever seen in Rocket League, and the true story behind the Queso save.
Hey, give it up for Queso, man.
In the weeks leading up to the RLCS Winter Major, the hype was real. For the first time in over 2 years, Pro Rocket League had returned to the literal big stage, where the best players in the world competed in front of a packed YouTube theater in Los Angeles, California. The fact that the event took place in North America meant most of the crowd was more supportive of the home teams NRG,
Queso.
G2, FaZe, V1, and SSG. Many of these NA teams feature popular pros who are also content creators with huge followings of their own, whereas many of the European players are less active on the social side of things, with a few notable exceptions. So like it or not, the reality of the situation is that fans were going to be more excited about the teams with players that they had
Damn.
heard of. Now all of this is not to say that these teams don't deserve fans, or that they're not as good. It's just to paint the picture of what a small European team named after a cheese was walking into that weekend.
Layer by layer.
How was it playing NRG?
Honestly, we're gonna expect him to
Nah,
make
this is
one.
fire, bro.
Team Queso was a Spanish org with a roster of Vatira, Joyo, and Rise. They're 15, 16, and 17 years old respectively. Most of them have never traveled outside of Europe. They've never played at a LAN, and they've certainly never played in front of a crowd. Did that bother
Shout out
them?
Redo's dad, man.
No, not really. From the moment Team Queso walked onto the stage in the opening series in that theater, they exhibited the confidence and class of seasoned
Damn,
veterans, and their
bro.
performance on the field, well, it was something
so fun to
special
watch,
as well.
Comes Team Queso, Rise, all the way to the backboard, Rise, right down, it's the Reaper!
Ew. Yo, like, yo, Joyo, bro, this team
Something
was
special
nice,
as
bro.
well.
Comes Team Queso, Rise, all the way to the backboard, Rise, right down, it's the Reaper!
Like, look at that movement, bro.
This was sweet.
Ew, no, this shot from Joyo was
High
crazy.
altitude.
Crossbar
Far
down.
50's favorite Team Queso.
Wait, did he score a corner double?
No!
Yo, they were clip arming that too, bro. Is this Rise?
Tira over to Joyo. Rise is waiting.
Bro, what?
Oh my.
The Monday double. Oh, he got it.
It's done! Queso set the General, NRG, on an early flight.
Hey, remember when I said a lot of fans were there to see popular teams like NRG? Well, these guys said, nah, you're here to watch us. Knocking out Justin, Garrett, and Squishy a day before fans even got
Wow.
there, as the first half of the tournament was played without a crowd. So now, in order to have hope in this major here in the lower bracket, they needed to win 6 consecutive series. That sounds daunting, right? Once again, they did not care.
On the slide, right to the
Oh my gosh, bro.
Queso! Continue on! FaZe!
Didn't you guys win and lose and win against them? No, we never beat
They
this
cruised
team.
all the way to the lower bracket finals, where they faced another
lost Game
popular
7
NA
twice.
team in Space Station Gaming. This series was shaping up to be an instant classic.
But now, Reynolds off the ceiling, has the flip.
With Queso and SSG trading games to level the series 2-2, the balance started to shift in favor of SSG as they brought down the Europeans in Game 5 to take a 3-2
Damn,
series
I had
lead.
that energy though. I had that energy a little
With
bit.
Queso and SSG trading games to level the the series 2-2, the balance started to shift in favor of SSG as they brought down the Europeans in Game 5 to take a 3-2 series lead. Queso needed to respond in Game 6 or go home,
bro.
and surprise, surprise, they decided to not go home, forcing Game 7.
And they live to fight another game. They're going to Champions Field to decide who goes to the grand
this is so fun to
final.
watch.
At this
bro.
point,
I
let's
wonder
take a
what's gonna
second to
happen,
address
bro.
the elephant in the room.
Just needs to get
Didn't you guys win them that
maybe
major?
to get
Nah.
the ball rolling, and now the challenge falls to Team Queso.
The crowd at this point was fully backing SSG to take this series, setting up an all-North America Grand Finals of G2 versus SSG. SSG is full of personality and popularity with the electric Arsenal, fiery Reddles, and the new prodigy Daniel. There was already a lot of hype surrounding this young rookie, but the hype has only increased since the day he turned 15, entered RLCS, and immediately exceeded expectations. Contrast that with Queso on the other side of the stage. After all, Daniel isn't the only 15-year-old rookie up here, with
This series
Vatira
broke
sitting
my heart.
across
Me
from
too,
him.
bro.
However, even EU fans
sad
must
time.
admit Vatira has received less attention than his North American counterpart, despite getting great results his rookie season as well. For a lot of teenagers, it'd be easy to become distracted by the popularity contest of social media, and with the crowd clearly in favor of SSG, it would also be understandable if the fans got to Vatira's head a little bit. Did they get to his head? Not really.
Remember the last time the RLCS was in North America, none of them could play. And Vatira, villain, public enemy #1, barking at SSG.
In Game 7, they jumped out to a
Good shot, boy.
2-goal lead and seemed ready to send SSG home, until once again, the momentum shifted in favor of Space
50
Station.
seconds left.
This is it.
SSG need this drive.
It's
They're
all
going
on
for
the
both.
line.
Is it gonna
That's
it is! Daniel scores!
Momentum shifted in favor of Space
50
Station.
seconds left.
This is it.
SSG
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, I
needs
was
this
locked
drive.
in, chat.
They're going for both. Is it
I was
gonna
locked in, chat.
Daniel scores!
I was locked in, chat.
After cutting the Queso lead down to 1 goal and applying heavy pressure, SSG was poised to
Who's
send
that
this
chill
game
dude
to
in the top right?
overtime.
He's talking about me?
And by poised, I mean they were definitely going to score. As the ball falls to Arsenal, Reddles demolishes Rise in the midfield, and SSG have the opportunity of their lives. 99 times out of 100, this exact situation results in a goal, which is why what happened next is the defining moment in this tournament.
Wait, was this
Opportunity
the
of
same
their
game?
lives. 99 times out of 100, this exact situation results in a goal, which is why what happened next is the defining moment in this tournament. Let's break down exactly what happened. After Reddles gets the demo on Rise, he quickly turns his attention to Vatira, who's the last defender standing in SSG's path. Arsenal quickly advances the ball upfield with a flick while Reddles barrels towards Vatira, who desperately must avoid the bump while also defending the net. This is a 2v1, and at this moment,
He's going upfield. He's hunting. He's hunting.
everyone in the arena knew SSG was about to equalize. Everyone but Vatira. Reddles is hot on his trail, and he knows that Vatira's #1 priority is to defend Arsenal, so he leads Vatira by driving slightly to the right, where the Queso player must eventually turn and make a play on the ball. By an absolute hair's length, Vatira stays just far enough away from Reddles to avoid the demo. At this point, all Reddles needs is some kind of bump to clear the space for Arsenal, but Vatira is just too elusive. Waiting until the last possible moment to turn, the Queso player finally angles towards the net, and Reddles makes contact.
Good demo.
However, nothing happens.
Wrong one. Yeah, that's not a demo, dude. You feel me, dude? You feel me,
Goes towards the
dude?
net, and Reddles makes contact. However, nothing happens.
Wait, what?
Now, most Rocket League players looking at this frozen moment would say that Vatira is about to be blown to smithereens. Why? Because there's only a couple requirements to get a demo in Rocket League. The first is a player must hit supersonic speeds, which is indicated by this car trail. The other requirement, of course, is you must make contact with the other player, which is indicated by this spark. But there's a third requirement that fewer players know about. According to Co-Studio lead developer Corey Davis, in order for a demo to occur, the vector from your center of mass to your opponent's center of mass must be within 45 horizontal degrees of your card's forward direction and within 37 vertical degrees of your
Whatever
card's
that
forward
means,
direction.
bro. I don't even know math, bro.
Vatira has, by pure instinct or luck, turned his car in such a way that Reddles makes contact at an angle just outside the requirements for a demo. Vatira has essentially just deflected Brettle's bump. Oh wait, now Vatira has to challenge one of the best strikers in the world. Arsenal anticipates Vatira's challenge and positions his car for a 50-50, something he excels at. But Vatira matches Arsenal's challenge perfectly, and in jumping to meet in the air, kills the momentum of the ball, which slowly rolls toward the Queso net. At this point, let's go back to Rise's perspective. I heard a theory that the only way Rise would be able to make a save after being demoed
He
is
knew
if
the
we
math,
need to
chat.
guess
We
which
couldn't do
side of
that.
the
He knew the
field he's
math,
about to
chat.
spawn on. Here's what I mean. The spawn off of a demo is the only element of pure luck in Rocket League, as the player has a 50-50 chance of spawning on the left or right side of the field. If a player guesses which side they spawn on, they can turn their wheels and get a head start by facing the net faster. After Rise spawns, he's somehow able to quickly and calmly slide in to make the save, stealing the game-tying...
Wait, chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, no. Actually, I don't know. If he would have spawned right side, like over here, would he still have gotten the save? Because if the ball's going in this way, I think him spawning the opposite side allow him to get around the ball and hit it out like that. But if he spawned this side, it would have been hard. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm trying to say or no? Y'all know what I'm trying to say or no? Like, I think it would have just been a goal. He can't get, yeah, it would have been harder.
Goal
I think we would have just
right
scored,
off of
bro.
Arsenal's nose.
He's going upfield.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it would have definitely been a goal, bro. He would have had the own goal. I think it would have been. He would have gotten there faster. But even then, let's imagine this. Let's imagine it, right? So even if he gets there faster, right? Like if I'm already barreling this way, how is he gonna get around? Like he would have to get around still, right? Or no? Or would he be able to like 50 and help? I think either way, it would have been harder. I think because, right, even if I'm 50 in it and he's coming from this angle and he gets here quicker, my momentum's going this way. He has to come and cut this way. So it would probably still go in. Like, let's say, like the time he got here, he had to go across. He would have probably spawned like right here. He would have been here a lot sooner. But that means... Bro, I'm not gonna lie, chat. I think that's just a goal,
Stealing
chat.
the game-tying goal right off of Arsenal's nose.
He's going upfield.
Okay, no. Never mind. Because he would have been here. He would have been here because he just spawned right there. He just spawned right here at this timing. So he would have been here. So he would have probably... I'm not gonna lie, chat. I think he would have had it either way. Because look at the timing. Look at the timing in which he spawns, though.
Spawns, he's somehow able to quickly and calmly slide in to make the save, stealing the game-tying goal
like,
right off of Arsenal's nose.
Look at the okay. So look at so he spawns right there. So Rise would have been here. So it would have probably been like a 1-on-2. I think they save it, bro. I think they save it either way. I'm not gonna lie. I think they save it either way because he would have been spawning right here. Vatira would have been getting bumped, and it would have kind of been like a 1-on-1. I think it, honestly, it's probably saved either way, bro. I think it's saved either way.
So did Rise guess his spawn location, allowing him to get back into the play abnormally fast? It seems the only explanation. Until you take a closer look. Rise actually guesses incorrectly and has his wheels turning to the left, pointing him out of position and facing the wrong direction as Arsenal rolls the ball towards his net. Once again, at a glance, it seems impossible that SSG do not score here. But the reality is, Rise reacts and corrects himself so quickly that in real time, it appears he guessed correctly. The improbable happened because Queso once again defied the inevitable. Rise makes the save, SSG failed to score, and Queso goes to the grand finals. This ultimate display of determination, skill, and composure perfectly encapsulated Queso's entire weekend of flipping the script. Queso should have been nervous for their first LAN. Queso should have lost to NRG. Queso should have been shaken by the loud crowd. Queso should have given up a goal here and lost the series. Queso should have folded.
They paid the ref? Nah, there was
but
a
they
good
didn't.
team.
Do you have a message for those type of kids that are trying to grow into Rocket League and play in RLCS?
Don't give up. You can do whatever you put your mind to.
I'm Sunless Khan.
Love it.
Thanks for watching.
And the crowd loves
W
it
video,
too.
bro.
Joyo.
W video, man. W video, man.